What's up, guys? Happy Thursday, right? We made it to Thursday. I'm Gun, twitter.com/Gundacker. Trying to wake up, man. I'll be honest. I was looking at that snooze button. I hit it a few times. I was looking at it a couple more times. I was like, it's only a 5-game slate. I could probably push the stream back an hour, but couldn't do it on my phone, so I didn't. Anyway, I didn't open up my notepad. I gotta open up the notepad, boys. Hope you guys are having a pretty vibing out Thursday, having some, maybe if you're attacking the early slate, some stuff go your way. It's a very modest 5-game slate on the main tonight. So, yeah, it's not going to take us very long to break it down. Maybe we'll walk away with some plays. And then tomorrow, expect full-fledged chaos on the Friday night extravaganza that we come to know and love. It's a basketball night, right? Shout out to the live chat. What up, Sergio? What up, Chris? What up, Conscious? Hope you guys are doing all right. What time we doing what? The baseball breakdown, we're doing it now. So what we'll do is we'll go game by game, and then I'll flip back and forth between, I guess, DraftKings and maybe PrizePicks. Try to walk away with some prop plays as well. Looking at the board here, we do have some high run totals for a couple of teams, a couple of low run totals, a couple ace-like outcomes for pitching. So I think it'd be a fun little modest slate to spray and pray at. Might be some fun. Musgrove Fantasy rolling in now. Me checking in on that game. I saw Mazar just homered. No ma. There's another win game, huh? Yeah, a couple strikeouts there, but he did give up a bomb as well. It is what it is. Chris Morel, he homered yesterday. You know, Chris Morel is the 21st ranked prospect in the Cubs organization. Really? That's it? You know? Kind of weird. Figured he'd be higher than that, just watching him play. So anyway, let's go look at the Roto Grinders Kevin Roth Weather Edge as a reminder. Put a link to this in chat. It's a really cool thing to have bookmarked. Looks like a couple of concerning spots, but nothing hitting that orange-red. Yankees model show right now storms building in around 11 p.m. So that would keep things dry during the game. All right, that's cool. Washington, some nasty storms could pop in the afternoon, but it should be cleared by game time. I have a rule about trusting model timing and location of pop-up showers this far out. The rule is I don't trust them. So I'll see how things go later. All right, cool. And then anytime Washington's involved for weather, that's always something to keep your eye on. And then the Mets is probably going to be similar to the Yankee game. Yep, out to left at 10 to 15. All right, cool. So that's what we got there. Shout out to the weatherman. What up, Josh? And then let's start going into the games. Game number 1 at Yankee Stadium. We got the Tampa Bay Rays. Vidal Brujan leading off. Manuel Marco. This is a confirmed lineup, by the way. G-Man Choi's in the lineup. Yankees looking for the sweep. Rays looking to stop that from happening. But the Rays have not been their A lineup in a while. Still got Wander Franco on the IL. Jalen Beeks. What do I know that from? Did he used to be a reliever for the Red Sox? Maybe? Let me confirm this. Let me see. Jalen Beeks. Career. It's like I play this game in my head. Let me go Fangraph. Oh yeah. He was on the Red Sox. All right, cool. Weird how that works. Yankees lineup's not confirmed for the Yankees. We'll see what they put out. We'll go LeMahieu as the projected leadoff. Judgy, Rizzo, Stanton. So usually they'll sit Joey Gallo against lefties, but he sat yesterday against McClanahan. So I do wonder if they rest him 2 days in a row. I feel like they wouldn't, but we'll see. But we don't have a confirmed lineup yet. Yankees have a 5-run total. Severino on the bump. Severino obviously going to be probably one of the more sought-after pitchers on the slate. Has been really, really good. So immediately we're going to add him into the tier 2. I will say yesterday, Nestor Cortez and the Yankees, they got a little bit on the lucky side. A couple of potential disasters that were avoided by some sharp defensive plays or just pitching out of jams. So it's not like the Rays were getting completely smacked around yesterday. This version of the Rays lineup against righties gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that strike out over 20% of the time against righties, and probably 3 to 4 of those guys striking out almost 1 1/4 or more on aggregate. So it's a really solid strikeout spot for Severino. As far as the bomb detector goes, G-Man Choi and Brett Phillips have solid bomb detector ratings. With Brett Phillips, though, you can be a little bit more pessimistic because of his 37% K percentage. Does Brett Phillips really have 121 WRC plus against right? Is that really real? That feels fake. Now I gotta double check that. That seems crazy. Let's go team batting. Yeah. I think maybe he muffed the catch in center last night. Let's go teams TB. Matter of fact, I even hated on Brett Phillips last night. I was like, Is he the most lovable bad player in baseball? Versus righties. Right. Sometimes you gotta make sure the stats are right, bro. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Brett Phillips this year a 90. What about last year? Because the stats are rolling 2-year period. 121. I'll be darned. I'll be gosh danged. That's crazy. So Yankee stack is always going to be in play here. But Jalen Beeks isn't a bum. Has really kept the ball in the park. He actually is somewhat reverse split so far this season. Just 26 innings. I wonder if he's even long for this game, or if this might end up being a little bit more of a bullpen game. Here, what up, Skimmer? All right, more of a bullpen game. Do we have a long reliever? Garza, righty. All right, so then Joey Gallo is probably gonna be in the lineup. 2-3 innings from him. AAA Durham. He pitched on the 10th, and then we can go see what he's been offering in the minors. And I'll even just put him in the spreadsheet just to make it easier. What did we say? Ralph Garza. Put the junior in there. Maybe we'll just put Garza. There we go. All right, against lefties, a 2 1/4 home run per 9 in 22 innings. Not what you want. Last year was a 1.5. So in the last 52 innings, a big league sample size. It definitely looks like we can pick on him with lefties if we're searching for some power. He probably only goes one time, maybe 1.5 times through the order. I'm gonna pull up his minor league numbers to see if that's consistent. Ralpha, or if it's unlucky, or it's just one of those hard transition things. They just bang, they kick in. All right, in the minors against lefties, the 300 average allowed, 1 bomb in 5.2 innings, so not good. I'll go to last year. It does look like he is splitty. Last year, there's really no sample. All right, cool. So we're taking Yankees. We're banking on talent here. There's not going to be a long enough pitching appearance from any Rays pitcher to even throw anybody in the player pool. With putting Ralph Garza in the projected pitcher spot, we do get Rizzo up to a 4.18 bomb rating. And then, like I said, since Joey Gallo didn't play yesterday, I think I just can't see him sitting 2 days in a row. He goes up to a 4.32, and that's interesting because Garza has just a 12% K rate to lefties so far this season. So with Joey Gallo, it's don't strike out and you got a problem. So yeah, Gallo profiles pretty well. Looks fun on Fanduel 2,500. On DK 4,300, you got to go up there and get him, but it could be worse. So Yankee stack definitely making the list here. Luis Severino making the list. I don't know that I'm going to get to Rays here, but G-Man Choi and maybe Brett Phillips falls into the lineup, Randy Arozarena, guys like that, I wouldn't say no. But I don't think I'm going to onslaught the Rays here. Moving on to the next game. I'm going to go Phillies and Nationals. Type it up. Phillies lineup is confirmed. Nationals not so much. Phillies have a 5.7 run total, and I am so excited. All right, let's do some guesswork here before I type. They're up against Patrick Corbin, by the way. Before I put Corbin into the spreadsheet, I'll do some guessing on what the bomb detector rating would be. My guess is like a 4.29. You guys got any guesses? Give me some guesses. 4 point what? We know it's going to be over 4. It's going to be. That is our confirmed Phillies lineup, by the way. And 4, of course, the magic number for people that are new to the magical world of the bomb detector. We don't have a confirmed Nationals lineup, but yesterday Juan Soto wasn't in the lineup, but it might have just been a day off. But because he wasn't, it allowed us to feel a little bit better about Spencer Strider, and he went all the way off. It was great. Nelson Cruz, 5. Bell, Kyber Reese, 6. Oh, Yadiel Hernandez. And then Luis Garcia homered. So that's not annoying. All right, moment of truth. 4.37 says Tootsie Rod. Let's hide the Tinder. Beeks was the guy. Let's see. Trading places with Eddie Murphy. What? Oh, okay. All right. He says 4.37. All right. Let's see what we got here. Patrick Corbin. I'm going 4.28. This is like weird prices right. Rhys Hoskins 4.41. Good God. So that's likely gonna be one of the highest ratings we see with Sample. So Rhys Hoskins home run, over 1.5 total bases, over fantasy points. I'm telling you, that's the play right here. Patrick Corbin against righties at 300 average allowed, 135 homer per 9 so far this season. Yeah, he just oof. And then Hoskins against lefties is something that we like. We also like playing Zach Wheeler. So let's add the Phillies to the stack list. Secondly, let's add Mr. Wheeler to the tier 2 from the Department of Redundancy Department. And let's pop open Wheeler. 98, 99, 101, 105 pitches, last 4 starts, 6 innings or better in 5 straight. Strength of schedule maybe a little bit on his side. He did see Atlanta and the Mets, but we're looking for 20 plus. And even though the Nats lineup sometimes doesn't bode pretty well for strikeouts, he's still a good pitcher. And if he's not going to strike out, there's a good chance there's a ground ball, right? 52% ground ball rate to righties, 40% to ground ball to lefties. That's actually regressed from last year. However, it's still his most likely outcome for a better ball. So we got to get around Soto, Cruz, Bell for sure, but I don't mind it. And his propensity to keep the ball in park is really, really good. A sub 25% hard contact rate overall with a 30% K rate. So we're gonna play Zach Wheeler for sure. Heavily implied for the win here, makes him a strong FanDuel option as well. And then if we do want to pick on him, it's not necessarily picking on his weaknesses, but maybe you say, hey, Nelson Cruz, Juan Soto, Josh Bell, have a chip in a chair, and then of course they have a shot at the bullpen. Nobody on the Nats have a bomb detector rating even coming near 4. So yeah, you're just betting on talent there. But Soto, I would never tell someone, don't play Soto. He's likely to come in pretty low owned today. So Philly stack though is looking like just an incredible play here. 5,900 for Bryce Harper. The rest of this team is in the 4K. So this is like when teams don't get price right going against Coors. Patrick Corbin is one of those guys here. How often does Corbin at 5,200 give you 10, 15 fantasy points? Maybe he surprises you. I don't really want to get there on him. But he is cheap enough that 2.5x isn't the most crazy outcome, like a 16 against Cincy. But I'm not going to be there. So I'm not the one. But we'll go ahead and type Rhys Hoskins as one of the home run calls here, because that's incredible. Yeah, so let's move on to the next game. All right, we're thumbing. We'll go back and we'll look at props too. I guess I should have been going between props and the DFS side, but it's all good. Brewers taking on Tyler Megill. I don't have a confirmed lineup for the Brewers, but we'll type up the projected. Aaron Ashby. I like Ashby. He was thumbing, and then he ran into that Nats lineup that doesn't strike out against lefties, and it's the same lineup that like Eric Lauer ran into the next night. Guillorme is a lefty. Tyler Megill taking on Ashby. We have a 4.4 run total for the Mets, 3.8 for the Brewers. Oh man, that's really low. They're dead stinking even against lefties, against righties, and the Mets are a little bit above average in WRC plus against lefties. Ashby so far this season, a 27.7% K rate, almost a 13% swing and strike rate. Does have a 1.4 whip. That's pretty alarming. Comes with a 11% walk rate to righties and a 351 average to lefties. Last year, he had a 375 average to lefties, so he's been reverse splits in terms of average allowed. You wonder if that's going to sustain, or if, it's noisy, what have you. Nonetheless, just an incredible ground ball rate, and he's likely going to face a lineup that maybe doesn't offer but 3 lefties. Obviously, their switch hitters are not going to bat lefty, Lindor and Escobar. So Nimmo, McNeil, Guillorme, if they're spaced apart, the strikeout rate is definitely worth tapping into. So we're absolutely going to have some Aaron Ashby in the player pool tonight. It's going to be more of a DraftKings play here, but he's in the mix. Tyler Megill, coming off the IL recently, has got a couple of appearances since then. It went from the May 11th, missed about a month, and then came back against the Angels, 3.1 innings, 64 pitches. So rule of thumb, 10-15 pitches the next one, so you might get 75 to 80 pitches if he's having an okay game. I don't know that that's enough that makes me want to go out there and get him. So I definitely won't get to him on FanDuel. On DraftKings, the short slate, you just never know what'll happen. And hey, even in 4 innings, a guy can go crazy with the strikeouts. And he does have a pretty strong strikeout rate to righties. We don't have an official lineup yet, but it could be half righties in this lineup. So it's not a 0% range of outcomes for him to get like 5 Ks in 4 innings, but he's got to be super efficient with a likely modest pitch cap. So I'm not going to be that enthralled with him. I'm going to keep him away from the list for now. If I do want to pick on him, I do want to isolate his numbers against lefties. So far this season, a sub 18% K rate to lefties. So go back to last year, the K rate does go up a little bit, but so does the xFIP, the average allowed, and the home run per 9. So definitely in his DNA to be a little bit leakier to lefties. Christian Yelich, Rowdy Tellez, Omar Narvaez, guys that might be in a lineup to exploit those numbers. And then so if I want to pick on Ashby, by the way, I don't, but I'd be betting on talent more than anything. It'd be like Lindor, Pete Alonso, guys like that. No one has an egregious bomb rating, but I do want to get to Ashby in my pitching player pool, and I don't know that I'm gonna stack either team, like onslaught stack. I guess on this slate, what's it cost to stack every team and just, you know what I mean? But if I was being a little bit more limited, and I think that's more of us can relate to not having 150 lineups, I wouldn't do that. Like in 20 or 50, I probably don't get to that. But in 150 on this slate, you probably just stack every team and tweak the ownerships. Next game on the docket, the Rangers. This is almost like a turbo slate. We have one West Coast game, but everything else is like within the first hour. And then you guys are watching basketball, Joker. Martin Perez, one of the league leaders in WAR. Who'd have thunk it? All right, Tigers lineup is out. Yesterday, they had a reportedly lengthy players-only meeting. Especially, coming into the season where the president said that their rebuild phase is 100% over. This is their team that they're going to war with. And with this team, they have been like the worst team for power in all of baseball. What did I do wrong? Oh, it's Bo Brisky. Right? What am I? There we go. Tigers lineup is confirmed. Right? What up, Jordan? Severino scratched. Oh boy. I wonder what that means. Clark Schmidt's gonna start. That's interesting. Clark Schmidt's pretty good, but I don't know that he's stretched out. He was a starter in the minors, and then he's been like long manish, and we'll go back and work on that. I appreciate that, Jordan. I would have missed that. Anyway, Tigers suck. Martin Perez has been surprisingly good. He's still not like a crazy strikeout guy by any stretch of the imagination, but he's hard to pick on. A 2.86 expected ERA, 3.76 SIERA. Those numbers are definitely better than last year. But if you're going to be a contact guy against anyone, bad things happen to good people. So there's a chance that the Tigers come through here. When it comes to some of their individual players split against lefties, Victor Reyes, 1 through 6 of the Tigers lineup has a not bad batting average against lefties. Everyone's probably an aggregate of 285, 295 to guess. And then we do get some decent OPS numbers that get above 800, even in Javi Baez's case, 900 with a 225 ISO. So there is like a scrappy chance that the Tigers surprise some people today. But I don't know how often they're like the ultimate stack where they drop, 15 and 4 homers spread out through the lineup. So can a couple of multi-hit days or a couple doubles get you there? Maybe. This might be a scumdacker spot since it's such a small slate, easy to accomplish both. That's probably what we'll do. So let's put Tigers at the very bottom. Go Tigers at the very bottom. Rangers against Bo Brisky. I'll take some shots here. Brisky, a contact guy. He has a 6.4 expected ERA, well above his 4.34, which is not good at regular ERA, and a 12.8% barrel rate. Yeah, that is definitely pick on me territory. Waiting on the confirmed Rangers lineup, but Sammy Seager, Adolis Garcia, Cole Calhoun, all guys that easily make my lineup. And then bomb detector ratings, Sammy and Adolis Garcia, right? The righties are up there with really, really positive numbers. So we will be getting to some Rangers bats tonight. And then, like I said, we'll get to a little Martin Perez. He is super priced up, and it's not like he's a strikeout king or anything like that. I will say, now maybe the field's a little bit more likely to get to him too, with Luis Severino being scratched, filling that price point in 2-pitcher site. So yeah, maybe his ownership just inflates, even if it is artificial. Yeah, I know. One game left on the docket, and it's our main event of the evening up in Seattle. Angels almost got no hit last night. It almost happened. But Shohei Ohtani was not having it. Mike Trout almost was having it. He struck out in the 9th inning. Where's our boy Aaron? It was a nasty pitch that struck him out too. Tyler Anderson was feeling it. Have you ever seen Tyler Anderson pitch? He has this leg kick that if you ever watch like 90s, early 2000s pro wrestling, where The Rock, where he throws his kicks, he like wiggles his toe and then that's what that's what Tyler Anderson reminds me of when he pitches. Like he's doing a Rock kick. Julio. Neither lineup confirmed, obviously, but we're going with the projected. Shohei Ohtani on the bumps. I imagine his ownership just took a shot as well. 3.7 run total for the Angels, 3.4 for the Mariners. Ohtani, Kirby, Ohtani 8,200 on Fanduel is just really, really too cheap as a pitcher. You're looking for 16 plus fantasy points. He's likely going to give you that. It's got a couple blow-up games, -2 against the Yankees. It happens. But at 8,200, I mean, I don't know how they decide his price points, but like that's a mistake. It just should not be that cheap. A 2.78 Sierra, 3.24 expected ERA, almost a 32% strikeout rate with a 15% swinging strike rate. That's a 10K pitcher. So because of that price point, he's likely going to have. He might be the highest owned pitcher on the slate. The Mariners are above league average in WRC plus against righties, and this projected lineup actually does not strike out all that much anyway, with just Cal Raleigh, Eugenio Suarez, and Julio Rodriguez being the guys that strike out over 15%. So maybe there is some scrappiness to push back here, but I just think he's way too cheap. Taylor Trammell also comes in, so 4 guys in this lineup give you like a 30% chance at a strikeout, and that might make up all these contact guys. So yeah, it's hard not to get to an aggressive amount of Shohei Ohtani on DraftKings.com. And then they are slight favorites for the win here, but neither team implied for 4, and that's saying something on slates lately. George Kirby on the bump's been pretty doggone solid himself. His expected ERA is 4.07. His K percentage is 22.7%. He's only realized an 18% K rate to righties, however. I feel like that might be a little unlucky. I feel like he was more of a strikeout guy in the minors to righties, but we'll go double check. We got time. Against righties, 15 innings, 20 Ks. Yeah, he's more than a strikeout per inning in the minors. So there's definitely room to come up on that strikeout rate. And you look at this Angels lineup, of this projected lineup, all but Rengifo have a above 20% K rate, and everyone else is like over 1 and 4. So it might even be worth looking at Kirby's strikeout prop, because maybe they have an adjust. 5.5. That's a strong maybe. That is a strong maybe. If we believe in positive regression, right? Some progression coming his way. 6,500 is also a soft landing spot. Boston, Texas, Baltimore, Oakland, Boston. So medium strength of schedule. Baltimore showed some flash, showed some upside. Yeah, I'm willing to get some shares here. I think he's good. So let's add Kirby to the pitchers list. So we gotta have Ohtani, Wheeler as our higher owned guys, Ashby, Martin Perez, Kirby as our tier 3s. And then maybe we'll dig in to see what the plan with Clark Schmidt's going to be. Like I said, he is a potential starter in the future, and he has been a starter for the Yankees in the minors. But being on the squad, he doesn't pitch. He doesn't start regularly in the big leagues, right? So 1.21. So if we had to string together a game of who pitches, it would. I don't know if they call somebody up, because they might also go get like Luis Hill or something. Michael King will probably be available. Ron Marinaccio. This might just get punted. Peralta's probably not available. They rarely go 3 days in a row on a guy. So I wonder if they're going to call somebody up from the minors. My guess would be like a Heel, maybe. When's the last time Heel pitched? Heel pitched May 18th. Is he just hurt? Where's he been? Yeah, unless they just go Banuelos, who I think he was cleaning up against the Cubs on Sunday. They might just have to punt the game. So let's do a couple of outcomes. One, I think Clark Schmidt they might ask him to try and get 3 or 4 innings. And then Manny Banuelos. And then if you can get to that, then you can try and get a little bit more normal. So might be a punt game here. Clark Schmidt, 19.1 innings of sample size in the major so far. A 3.21 expected ERA. His Sierra versus expected ERA disagree immensely. High walk rate, not what you want. Surprise start, sometimes he'll get you. I think he picked up velocity this year. I'll go double check that, but I feel like in spring training, he was one of those guys that picked up like 4 miles an hour, and I was like, how did he do that? That's weird. Game log, pitch type. So this year's fastball sitting about 95. He's got up to 96. Last year it was at 93, so it's gone up a little bit. All right, so we probably don't play. We're not going to play Clark Schmidt today, but I guess that's the developing situation. We'll see what happens. The bots. Man, that's kind of sad. All right, with that said, we did get the Yankees lineup, so we can get that punched in. I figured Joey Gallo was going to play. No way he sits 2 days in a row. LeMahieu, Judgy, Rizzo, Stanton, Donaldson, Hicksy's batting 6. Looks like it's going to be a Gleyber Torres day off. Kiner Falefa, Jose Trevino, and Joey Gallo. So Yankees are trying to continue a 13-game home stadium win streak, but this is a punt spot. It's a punt spot, so we'll see if they hang on to that. But as far as this lineup against Garza, like we said, Garza has struggled against lefties, so Gallo in the 9th spot, and he's definitely going to have a date with Garza, because with Beeks as the opener, Beeks is not going to make it that far, so this is actually a positive spot for Gallo to be in the 9 hole, so you can get that guaranteed at bat more than likely against Garza. And then yeah, that's it. So trying to think here. Who? I wonder. I guess Stanton's DHing. Yeah, you're Hicksy, Gallo, Judge, probably your outfield. All right, cool. All right, let's do some prop hunting. Now that we got that all settled, this is our pitching pool. This is our stack pool. I think I gotta add more to the stack pool. It's a really light slate, but it'd be easy in 20 lineups to get to these stacks that we want for sure. I have like 4 onslaught stacks that I nominated. Phillies are easily going to be like the target, right? What up, Cowboys? All right, let's go look at some props. We'll go game by game ish, right? All right, so prize picks props. And if you guys want to tail some of these props, you know the drill. Go into the description below. There's a link to this Discord, Gundacker Gaming. Man, we sneezing. Must have a pollen warning here. If you go on the Gundacker Gaming Discord and you scroll up to the top, there's a bunch of exclusive offers. PrizePicks and Underdog, we both have a link there. If you just sign up using code Gundacker, but if you want the links and all that good stuff, go at the top. Also, we have that SeatGeek special. If you want to tail some of these picks on PrizePicks or Underdog, use those links, get signed up. They'll double your first deposit up to $100 if you use my code. So that's good. That's what you want. So let's start with the Phillies and Nats game. So what I want here is I want to know what I can get for Rhys Hoskins, and on either Underdog or PrizePicks, I would probably be looking for 1.5 total bases or fantasy points, right? So we type in Rhys Hoskins, we get 1.5 total bases. So welcome to the stack list here. Rhys Hoskins over 1.5 total bases. And then I don't hate the same bet for Castellanos. Yeah, 4.2 rating on the bomb detector. So we'll get that typed in there too. 8 fantasy, 1.5 total bases. And then they put Harper, Schwarber, and Casty in the home run triangle. That sucks because I want Hoskins in that thing. Not to say Harper and Schwarber can't homer here, but that's my favorite is the other two. So we'll take advantage of Castellanos as well. And you might even correlate it over 8 FPS or 1.5 TB. I love how no matter what I'm watching, as soon as it goes off, I come on. Wow, I'm the infomercial. And then Patrick Corbin, what kind of unders do we get on him? 21 fantasy points, 16.5 outs, 6 hits allowed, 4.5 Ks. I'll probably stay away from all that. All right, what else we got here? Mets and Brewers. Ashby against Megill. So I do want to see what the confirmed Mets lineup comes out as, but it does feel like the books are just, for whatever reason, they're not correcting Aaron Ashby's strikeout potential. Right? This guy is nuts with it. The Nats against lefties are like the worst strikeout matchup you can ask for. Just to put it aesthetic to what I just said. What's up, Bino? You doing all right? So we go team versus lefties, and then he's more of an off game. But teams versus lefties advanced, and then go K percentage. The very bottom, there's the Washington Nationals, right? So if they don't do nothing, they don't strike out against lefties. So naturally, Ashby had like his worst strikeout game of the year after coming off a 12-9 strikeout game. And looking at the advanced metrics, he has a 13% swing and strike rate with a 28% K rate. Now, this Mets team is not much lower than the Nats. I think they strike out like 20%. Yeah, 20.4% against lefties. But I still have some interest in him trying to steal a strikeout per inning. I'd probably reserve that for like a 1-to-1 bet. Like if you have access to a sports book and you just want to sweat that individually. But I don't hate the thought of him getting over 5.5 Ks over on PrizePicks. Maybe we can get a better out prop with just 5 Ks. So I feel like the likeliest outcome there is a push. Let's see. It's going to be tough. So what can we get on outs? 16.5. So 16.5 outs is what, 5 2/3? Maybe that's the better bet. We got 15 ground balls against Washington with 3 fly balls. I mean, that's just nuts. With a 70% ground ball rate to righties. Maybe we lean the outs here. What do you guys think? 100 pitches? Can we get to 6 innings? I think so. So let's do that. Let's go Ashby over 16.5 outs. 16.5 outs. Chuck, I'll wait for somebody. Yo, when it got to the 9th inning and Tyler Anderson was 3 outs away, and then Trout, and first of all, imagine you're a pitcher in the majors and you were 3 outs away from a no-hitter, and in the 9th inning you got to see Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, bro. But I just can't imagine the feel, like the adrenaline, the anxiety, the nerve, the excitement, like, ooh. And then he strikes out Trout, and you're like, oh my. But when he struck out Trout, I was like, oh God, the dude from YouTube chat is going to victory lap. All right, so we're going to put Ashby over 16.5. But yeah, I guess Trout's washed, confirmed, bro. Megill, I'd probably stay away from here. Martin Perez and Bo Brisky. So Martin Perez, I would never take a K prop on, but maybe we're looking at some outs for him. What are we at? They don't have an out prop on him. They have 35.5 fantasy points. I'm not ever gonna sweat Martin Perez doing that. We do have Marcus Semien, Adolis Garcia popping off in the bomb detector, and Bo Brisky really, really bad against righties. So if Semien was leading off and you wanted to get some action on him for maybe a total base, I'll tell you what, Garcia, Seager, and Semien in the home run triangle, I don't hate that. If that's 1 through 3, 2 of those 3 have a 4+ rating in the bomb detector. Brisky's been that guy. It's not like a super plus park though. Comerica is one of the worst parks for homers. So I might just stay away from that in a parlay setting. But semi in fantasy points or total bases is at least justifiable. My goodness with these bots, bro. It's getting tough. And then Ohtani and Kirby. What are we getting on Ohtani? We get hitter fantasy. We get 6.5 Ks. 93.5 pitches thrown. That feels light. $175 in a game where he got absolutely smoked. Like, he barely got out. 93 against Toronto. 94. The line's what, 93.5? That feels light, but that's just a weird bet, right? 6 innings straight up. I hate this. Either give me 17.5 or give me 18.5. Why give me 8? Or you know what I mean? 6 innings is like most skippers are just compelled to take them out. And then 6.5 Ks. I'm probably staying away from that. So, got nothing there. All right, Kirby strikeouts are interesting. 5.5 Ks. This projected lineup strikes out a lot. 26%. And Kirby's 17.8% K rate to righties is likely going to come forward if we believe in his minor league numbers. So I think that's definitely worth a look. Maybe I would want to feel better about his pitch count, though. 97, 90, 94, 90. Yeah, I'd probably want to feel better about the pitch count. But I definitely think that the strikeout prop is intriguing on a 1-to-1 scale. I got to come up with something better than this, right? Hoskins, Casty, Ashby. I don't want to force stuff here, but let's get total home run triangles then. Donaldson, Rizzo, Judgy. I wish that would give me Hoskins over Schwarber and Castellanos in this home run triangle, and I take that every time. Jay's not going to come back. Dang, Phil, did you have their money line or something? Where does someone take a bot on a first date? I can't tell if this is a dad joke or just like a sarcastic question. You like Martin Perez over 4Ks? Man, Justin, Martin Perez has never been a strikeout guy. Even this year when he's having the best season of his career, he has a 20% K rate, and I just the Tigers actually hit lefties average wise above, well. So I it's not that I don't like it, it's not that I do like it. I don't think I ever want to sweat Martin Perez strikeouts. 4 is a soft landing spot, though. If he goes 6 or 7 innings, you just sometimes accidentally get 4. So I wouldn't talk you off of it, but I just want to let you know I'm not betting it. He's a guy that if I want to target for sweat, I want outs or something like that. And they didn't give us outs for Perez. Yeah, they didn't give us outs, just fantasy points. So we'll see if outs enters the board later. Anybody that we're not touching? Man, Wheeler's juiced up too, huh? Martin Perez at 99.5 pitches. That's great. Jays down 1 run. They're having trouble hitting Rasmussen, a trash pitcher. They wasted all their runs last night. Okay, by the way, George Springer and Ronald Acuna. Why have you forsaken me? Both those guys are leading off on teams that have just been going nuts, right? And Acuna is 0 for 6 yesterday, and Springer isn't much better. And I'm over here just sweating. I had everything else in all my props last night except those two, and that's 2 nights in a row. All right, let's Megal at 1.5 walks. What can we do with that? Anything? No. Guys, I wish the board gave us, I wish I felt better about what's on the board here. I'd say let's open up Underdog too then. Maybe Underdog has a little. In about an hour, my boy Josh is gonna jump on here for a little bit, talk some WNBA. He's gonna talk a little bit of Warriors and Celtics as well too. Let's go pick them. Let's see what Underdog has on the board for baseball. Like Wheeler, 6K, seems pretty low after Strider got 11. So Strider did get the benefit of a non-Soto lineup yesterday, but it's definitely like we talked about they don't strike out much against lefties. Against righties, it goes up a little bit, and Wheeler's been going really, really deep. So it's intriguing. A 30% K rate to righties and lefties, essentially. This lineup is rough to get through. Maybe we can look at this Strider game yesterday. I played Strider, but I didn't sweat the pitches because the Yankees were on. But when I saw he hit like 11, I was like, what the freak? And yeah, I wonder how much of that. It's a different lineup without Juan Soto, right? Let's see. I want to see like how many were swinging strikes and how many were called strikes. What's my Underdog promo code? It's Gundacker. I'll put a link in chat. And if you guys are lurking, you want to sign up, you can use that link and they will, like, say you deposit $20, it becomes $40. You can do that up to $100. So $100 becomes $200, and so on and so forth. So let's go to. I feel like my ad blocker is screwing me on looking at. So we'll just go Strider's actual game here, or we'll go to his results only in the game log. So he had a 21% swing and strike rate, so he was getting them strikeouts. But yeah, there was a sort of less lineup. Rangers lineup came out. Did we get Semien? Nice. All right, so I will say that there is hope for that Semien, Seager, Garcia home run triangle. I just hate the ballpark a lot. This might be the worst ballpark for homers. It might be. I have to look at that. All right, the projected lineup, or the confirmed lineup is the projected lineup. And now looking at Underdog for some of these guys. So Wheeler at 18.5 pitching out, 6.5 Ks. Was that 6.5 linear to? So you get a better deal on PrizePicks if you want that Wheeler strikeout prop. You could at least push it at 6. I think that's low enough for 100 plus pitches of them. I don't know if I'm going to add that in a parlay setting, but I think it's low enough to bet 1-to-1. Hoskins at 8.5 fantasy points, so we don't get his total bases. I would have preferred that on Underdog, but I'm fine with this. And remember, the scoring on baseball is a little bit different on Underdog, so we'll go over half, 8.5 FPS. And then JT Realmuto is at 1.5 total bases, but I don't think. Oh, he's batting 5th. That's interesting. I like all the righties. Like if you took Realmuto, that's cool too. But I'd probably rather get Castellanos. TB. Corbin's at 4.5 Ks, 17.5 outs. So they're Corbin at almost 6 innings. If you're like me, you're probably thinking the under. 6 innings against Milwaukee, 6 against Cincy, 6 against Colorado. Hasn't pitched against Philly yet. Man, why does he keep going 6 innings while getting shelled? I'd probably slightly lean the under. Right? But I think he's getting through 6 against this lineup. Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to go Patrick Corbin under 17.5 outs on Underdog, and maybe we'll get that line on. They have 16.5 outs, so you get a better line on Underdog if you want the under for Corbin. Nelly Cruz at 6.5. Stanton, Judgy. Judgy's at 1.5 total bases. That's always like in play against anybody. So is that even offered on? It is. Yeah, maybe we just bet the MVP to get over 1.5 total bases. Ashby at 5Ks over here. Ashby 5Ks over here. And I was on his outs on PrizePicks. They give us 16.5 outs. So I'd take that same bet on both sides. Aaron Ashby over 16.5 outs. I don't hate. I wouldn't fault you for taking a strikeout prop though. What else we got? Martin Perez at 18 outs straight up over here. I could see that. I could see him dipping into the 7th inning if he just straight up ground balling his way through. I don't want to sweat that in a parlay though. Marcus Semien 1.5 total bases. I'm intrigued by that. Brisky's splits against righties are really bad, and Semien could have 5 at bats as the leadoff road guy. I'm very intrigued by that. Kirby's at 6Ks on Underdog. I think he was at 5.5 on PrizePicks. Yeah, so you got a hook over here. So the better over is on PrizePicks. The better under is on Underdog. And that's it, man. That is really it. Eric Haas at half a hit as the 9-hole guy. I don't want to do it. Contact pitcher against a power guy. I don't want to do it. Board's not that deep today. Is Hoskins 1.5 total bases a lot? For me, it is. And put that in perspective. We'll go sort the bomb detector. I'm pretty sure Hoskins has one of the highest natural bomb detectors with the sample. Like sometimes you get broken ratings when there's like, I don't know, 10 or less innings, but we've got sample. We got 192 at bats of Hoskins against the lefties since the beginning of last year, and 184.1 innings of Corbin against righties, and Hoskins is walking away with a 4.41. Semien is second, by the way, so that's really making me think about Semien's props here. 1.5 total bases. And, even if Comerica, steals a homer, it can still get you that double. So I'm really, really tempted. Let me see if I can feel better. I know Semien's kind of woken up lately, but let me see if I can feel better about his number lately. Like his, I don't know, BABIP in the last month or something. So we'll go to splits. The song is called Big Mac Whopper. I don't like it. So in the month of June, we've got a 19% hard contact rate. That's not what you want. 40% pull rate. That's good. 57% fly ball rate. So he's getting the ball off the ground, where in May he had a 46% ground ball rate. So that's a good sign. With about 20% line drive rate, closer to 19. That's a hard maybe. I'm really, really intrigued by Semien. So I'll go honorable mention. Honorable mentions. Marcus Semien, 1.5 total bases. What else? Or Rangers home run triangle. If you want to sweat, and then maybe George Kirby over 5Ks. These are just like if you have more risk tolerance than me. I could see it. 5.5 Ks. Hiccup. And then I wouldn't hate a Wheeler strikeout prop in that one, or Ashby strikeouts. So we'll do Ashby. All these in the honorable mentions. Like if you're into making stuff go crazy. Which 3 Tigers to use? Perez, and Reyes. If you wanted to pick on Martin Perez, which 3 Tigers to use? So I would probably let OPS do the talking. Reyes leading off is probably an option here. 333 average, 886 OPS, doesn't strike out, of 143 WRC plus against lefties since the beginning of last year. So Reyes would be one. Baez has sucked this year, but lefties is his thing historically, and Perez is more likely to let you put the ball in play. And then I don't know, man. In the middle of all that is a bunch of yucky. If Haas had a better spot in the order, like he does hit for a lot of power, you just got to get through that 30% K rate. I would definitely say Reyes and Baez would be the two guys if I let like Matt do the talking. The third guy is up to, man, I'm gonna leave that up to you, bro. Maybe Robbie Grossman or something like that. Martin Perez under fantasy score. You think so, KJ? I'm just not gonna put any action on Martin Perez tonight. Gossman's getting rocked. Oh no. All right, so I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go post what we did, the stream notes, into the free Discord. You guys that are in there, or if you're not in there and you ever miss a stream or something like that, I usually do my best to post it in there. Also, if you are a channel member, make sure you link your YouTube account to your Discord account, and these right here will unlock for you. Josh has got WNBA later. He'll also be doing NBA, so he shares his favorite props over there and here as well. And then every now and then we fire up a pre-locked voice chat. I'm also going to post this in the rundfs.com Discord. This is a premium Discord along with the spreadsheet and all that good stuff. If you go to rundfs.com, you click VIP memberships, get behind the paywall. Every membership gives you a cruncher credit, and I think we need to roll out a bulk membership here in the coming days for the rest of the year-end pass as basketball winds down. A lot of basketball season passers are going to expire, so they're looking for something to renew. So we'll probably offer that in the coming days. You like the Castros, Willie Castro or Harold Castro? I mean, obviously Willie gets the better spot, but yeah, had me at fire up. I don't get it. Chat, you guys got anything? Any questions? Man, I'm so far ahead on time. I don't want to just sit here and do nothing. Let me make sure we do have all the lineups, right? Dude, I wish Texas had sportsbook, man. I would pop open like moneyline bets and stuff with y'all, but I cannot consciously recommend bets that I'm not personally taking, so I don't. Let's go. I guess I can get on some like online sportsbook. Yeah, all these lineups are confirmed here. So remember, all those games are going to tip off or first pitch at the same time, except the last game, essentially. So it's going to play like a turbo slate. So once it locks at 7:05, 7:10, everything's underway, and you're just looking for homers, and then maybe you got a late night hammer in an Ohtani or something like that. Contrarian stacks tonight. I think on a slate this big, yeah, the contrarian stacks will probably just be the low run total guys or the stack going against the high owned pitcher, which I think Ohtani's going to get a lot of ownership now because of Severino being scratched. Maybe the Rays are contrarian. I haven't looked at ownerships. I don't know. Let me pop open the cruncher. How do you feel about not having a late night hammer? Big Bino, what time do you go to sleep? If you're going to be asleep, don't worry about it. Late night hammer's all in our head, bro. It's fun to sweat, though. So if you're going to sweat the night stuff, go for it. Maybe I can make my ownerships for the night slate. So I'll go Wheeler. We'll get some Perez, Kirby, Ashby, Ohtani. That's all I want. I don't want nobody else. So, because of that, actually, let me drag my projection over here, and then my ownership over here. So it looks like Ohtani's going to be the most owned pitcher on the slate, so that probably makes the Mariners the best contrarian stack. Because remember that Angels bullpen still allows amongst the most homers in the league, And then if Ohtani implodes, he implodes. So if you're just trying to be different, that looks like one way. So we're going to go 40, 30, 30, 35, 50 as our pitchers there. And I definitely didn't get to enough onslaught stacks here, but I'll take Phillies. Yeah. Chalk Gossman getting absolutely shelled. What's happening in that game? I'll pull it up. Man, Gossman's start is so good, huh? Mullins single, Mateo single, ground out, double. Oh, he's getting Babbitt, double, sack fly, double, single. Good God, single. Yeah, he's having a rough go of it, right? No homers though, just a lot of Babbitt going against him. Vegas totals are trash. I mean, yeah, but I mean, you rarely see me go into something for totals. I have to mention the total but it's the metrics, bro. It's the metrics. Bro, I got a Philly and Yankee stack with Ashby. A good one. You think I need some late night still? I mean, there's only one game on a late night, and one of the best hitters on that game you can't play. So basically, you're asking me, do you think I need Mike Trout? Against George Kirby, it's possible. Trout does have one of the highest bomb ratings today, 4.61. Remember, Kirby's he's due for some regression on that strikeout or progression. How was Kirby's homers to righties in the minors? Gossman's been a fraud. Okay, relax. Let's see. Homers to righties in the minors. 15.1 innings. He allowed no homers to righties with a 1.4 ground out to air out ratio. This season in the minors, last year. So we could see some regression for Kirby's. 28.1 innings last year against righties with one bomb with a 2.21 ground out to air out ratio. So yeah, it's some growing pains here. So I wouldn't sweat not having a late night hammer, right? Angels almost got no hit last night. You can't play Ohtani. I do think the Mariners become a really, really interesting leverage stack just because individually they are above average in WRC plus as a team. Ty France, JP Crawford, Jesse Winker, all guys that I could get to. I wouldn't even hate Eugenio Suarez. He does have a really, really big K rate, and it's 30% since the beginning of last year against righties, but I actually think he strikes out something like 40% this season. It's dumb, whatever it is. He strikes out a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna have more Ohtani than Mariners, obviously, but small slate, you're looking for ways to get different. You can justify it like this, and then like we said, this home run per 9 plus out of the bullpen. They're really, really, really bad about giving up homers, and so are the Mariners. So could be one of those bullpen wins tournament spots for both teams. Let's go splits against righties. 179 at bats this year. Suarez with 68 strikeouts. That's crazy. Here, what up, EB? Baez and Seager or Duran and Baez? So you're just asking Seager or Duran? Right? Or you ask? Wait, what? Are you asking? Is that a 2v2? Is that what you're asking? Or it's really a 1v1 if I'm reading it right? And if the question is Corey Seager or Ezekiel or Jaron Duran, or I don't even know who you're. I think it's Ezekiel Duran for the Rangers. The answer's Seager. Snap call. if I'm reading that right. Yeah, it's always Seager, bro. It's always. Always. Let's make a Fanduel lineup. Yo, Josh be making stream cards. Maybe we should make a stream Fanduel lineup. We can't do it on DraftKings. It's against the rules. Baez at second, Seager at shortstop. Yeah, I mean, if you're stuck on Baez, it's not like he's my first option. So the hitters I gotta have today is going to be Hoskins and Castellanos. Right, that's my two. I want them. The pitcher that I want on FanDuel. A little balance between ownership and talent. Look at Ohtani's gonna pick it all up. Wheeler second, Kirby, and then Ashby. Ashby's intriguing, but I still need a quality start. Stuck between Wheeler and Ohtani. I'm gonna go Wheeler. I'm gonna go Wheeler for now. Value it up. I'm just stacking effort. We're stacking Phillies, gosh darn it. We're doing it. Fill in the gaps for me. Give me DJ, Donaldson, cool. Calhoun, batting cleanup. I do like the Ranger stack too. And Semien. I almost like Semien more than Baez, to be honest. Semien shortstop eligible? He is not. It's just second base. Yeah. Let's go Semien and Garcia. Let's just honor the bomb detector. That is not the right Garcia. Couldn't do it. All right, we might have to come down on the pitcher. A little bit more tournament-y. George Kirby. Okay. All right. I can roll with that. Give me my Nat stacks. No Schwarber. Garcia and Semien. Two of the bomb detector specials. And then, yeah, okay. Fill in the blank. All right, cool. All right, boys. I guess that's going to do it. We rolled out. We rolled up. Tomorrow, I believe, is the full-fledged. It's probably a Friday night course slate. It should start a bunch of new series, though. Some weird early games. I hope FanDuel doesn't make a mistake there and just gives us all this night slate. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 game night slate, likely. Padres in course. Cool. Thinking about the Yanks being 30 games over. I mean, the crazy thing is, like, you could look at the Yankees and see obvious weaknesses, right? And you're like, man, if they're winning like this, there's still holes to fill. I would say that Aaron Judge not in that lineup loses a couple more games, but you know that bullpen could use some work. They're waiting on Chapman, Zach Britton, Loaiza to come back. You lost Chad Green, so you might see Cashman try to add an arm or two at the trade deadline. You know Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo haven't been productive, so it's like they're winning at this clip, and they could be better. They could be better. So I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up, but I don't know. As a team, like, I'm not really. I think yesterday there were spots where we got lucky. Rizzo made a weird play where he tagged a runner on the baseline, and then he heaved the ball to third base, and then he almost muffed the ball at first. So there were some lucky defensive plays yesterday, but man, they're coming through. I don't think it's. I I don't think the starting rotation is overperforming. If I'll say that, I think they're legit. I think Trevino and Higgy are just like one of the best combo catchers in baseball, and they study the game. So I think the pitching has been doing a lot, and they're legit. And then the Yankees are winning. I think they lead the league in games won by 8 or more runs. They lead the league in comeback wins. They lead the league in not giving up wins. So, yeah, I don't know if 30 games above 500 on June 15th was the thought, but I don't know. I don't think they're fake. But it's definitely hard to play at this pace. My eyes are just straight on Aaron Judge. So like a game like yesterday, you know, Judge's homer means everything, and I just wonder how many games the Yankees win this year without Judge in the lineup. So, but I think they're good. I think they're really good. Twitter.com/Gundecker. You guys got anything else for me? About 40 minutes, Josh's going to be on here. He's going to be talking some WNBA. Make sure you're in that free Discord. Sign up for PrizePicks or Underdog using code Gundecker. Double that bankroll right off the rip. And yeah, I'll see you boys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, man. Tell somebody you love them. I love you. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money.